أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضى بأن نصلي عليه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم علمني ما ينفعني وانفعني بما علمتني وزدني علما اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We're back on the discussion of the parable of the two men, which is mentioned in Surah Al Kahf in the Holy Quran. And as I mentioned earlier on, it is directly connected with the era of Masih al-Dajjal and the greatest corrupting influence, right, and the greatest weapon in the hands of the Dajjalian or the Dajjalians and the era of Masih al-Dajjal will be the corruption of wealth, wherein people will lust after a wealth to such a point wherein they will become blinded to spiritual realities and they will start despising poverty and despising simple lifestyles. And they will aspire to that type of lifestyle which is literally heaven on earth. Right? Very important. Now look at this example which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in the Holy Quran of the two men, one man possessing two gardens, and with a vivid description of the two gardens. And look at what happens in the era of Masih al-Dajjal. This is a hadith narrated in Sahih Muslim. It's a lengthy hadith. I'm just giving you a portion of the hadith. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated there, he says, he would come to the people and invite them to the wrong religion. Okay? And they would affirm their faith in him and respond to him. He would then give command to the sky and there would be rainfall upon the earth and it would grow crops. which you think is the Jannah, this is the way out for our country. What happens? The more you get sucked into the interest and the riba system. You can never come out of that system of debt. Right? Africa has paid back its third world debt to the World Bank and IMF almost 6 times over. All that we are paying right now is interest. For every $1 that America donates to Africa, and the American country donates to Africa, it takes back $3 in interest. That's the world system. But the offers are of prosperity. Those are countries. And you see countries, falling into debt like you can't believe because of the currency system, because of this, because of that. Right? Peg your resources according to the dollar, like the oil is in right now and so on there, right? And all of that, prosperity is offered to you. You and I as individuals, on a microcosmic level there, we are approached by who? For a prosperous lifestyle. If you want a home, who are you going to go to? Bank. If you want a car, who are you going to go to? If you want a small loan, who are you going to go to? Bank. Right? If you want extended credit, who are you going to go to? Bank. If you don't have a credit card, you can't. And what does a credit card mean? You owing people? You owing the bank money. You took the money on credit. You borrowed the money. Anybody buys a car without the bank's help here? Anybody got a house here without the bank's help here? Anyone survives without the bank's help? Meaning taking money from them? It's a different money. It's not if you're depositing the money. That's for safekeeping. Safekeeping. I mean, that's besides the point. And our mattresses are not big enough. You see, that's a problem, right? And that's the way it is right now. So they promise you what? A prosperous lifestyle. And have you seen those wonderful ads that they do for you to take out loans? Unbelievable. If you look at any newspaper and look at any finance section, look at all the adverts from banks and the home loan companies and this and that. What are the major invitations for? The major invitations are what? To borrow money. Do you know that? The major invitations are to borrow money and to put yourself into debt. And the manner in which it is presented to you, you will think that Allah, this is my way out to salvation. Is it not? No one tells you what they do to you when you can't make a repayment. No one tells you what they do to you when they're knocking you, I don't know how many percent interest on your credit card. No one tells you that part, right? For everything else there's MasterCard, but this is priceless. For everything else there's MasterCard. I like the word MasterCard. Really, MasterCard. That is your master. That card is your master. You're subservient to it. You are in need of it, right? And you are rewarded by charging it. Charge it. And you get greenback. Hey, we are such suckers. Allahu Akbar. You know what they do just to entice you to take a credit card and just to borrow money. Unbelievable. That's the modern Dajjalian system. Right? And what has happened is that the lifestyle has been presented to us in such a way there that we aspire to that lifestyle, and without us even realizing it there, we're already caught up in it. Now let me give you a modern day interpretation of this man who entered into his garden, with 2 beautiful gardens there with the water flowing in between there and so on there, with this date palms covering it there. What's the modern version for this modern suburban man in terms of that display of wealth, or a symbol of a person's wealth generally nowadays? Thank you very much. With your nice, in South Africa in particular, right, with your high walls, right, with all the Sheena's gold inside and outside, and stainless steel gates, right, and with your manicured garden, right, and with your, the stream flowing in between, your nice pool down there, and your manicured garden behind it there. Have you seen how people, right, exult in their homes nowadays? Have you ever been invited to a guy when he went to his, when he just bought a new home or did his home up or whatever? Have you seen how they take you on a tour of the house? No, I'm being very serious about it. I've witnessed 1 or 2 of that. Really, I've witnessed 1 or 2 of that. Right? And when I read this verse, I think, the modern day version of it is this one here. The greatest symbol today of us to be able to express that we've arrived and we are living it up is fundamentally through our homes. Fundamentally through our homes, right? And if you're really in that condition there, when you have 2 gardens, one is your home and one is your holiday home. And the inordinate amount of wealth that people spend and the amount of money that people borrow for all of this is ridiculous. 15 years ago, interior decor was of no consequence in any community, with the exception of possibly a section of the white community. Am I right? Where is Mr. Price and all of these companies making the most amount of money today? In what? Decor items. Everyone is preoccupied with making their houses look good. You forgot the days there when we used to buy our lounge suite and keep it for 20 years. I know that particularly the Indians will have the lounge suite, that all the wood all over the place there, and those those movable cushions, you remember? And our big cabinets, right, with all the 101 trophies lying there, with our TV in the center with the doilies, the doilies, and those things on top of your, you can only have a burgundy couch, you know that. Indians only had burgundy couches, right? And you must have that, also like a doily type of thing, on top of the, right? Yeah, on the chair backs, like a chair back thing there, right? Today, everyone wants designer homes. Everyone wants designer manicured gardens. Everyone wants to swim in their own private pools. Everyone wants to have a second house. And everything is about your house. And that's a symbol of the fact that you've arrived and a symbol of the type of lifestyle that you lead. Have you noticed that? Really, it has come to that. And you see how people behave when it comes to their homes. And you'll be shocked out of him. Come. Come up, it's fine. Mahmoud, I sorted it out already. Muhammad, have you come and collect it? Yeah, it's done. You have your commercial break. Thank Allah for one thing. My son is ashamed to ask for money. Shukar ya Malika. At least I know he won't become a banker. Say Jazakallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay? Really? That's what it is right now. And the Holy Quran says, قُلْ إِن كَانَ آبَاؤُكُمْ, if your fathers, وَأَبْنَاؤُكُمْ, or your sons, وَإِخْوَانُكُمْ, or your brothers, وَأَزْوَاجُكُمْ, or your spouses, وَعَشِيرَتُكُمْ, or your extended families, your clan members, وَأَمْوَالٌ اقْتَرَفْتُمُوهَا, right? And the wealth that you have amassed, وَتِجَارَةٌ تَخْشَوْنَ كَسَادَهَا, and the business in which you're fearing a decline, which everyone is. At the best of times, I've heard people who are making gazillions and things are bad. Huh? It's bad. It wasn't the way. 1998, they'll tell you it wasn't the way it was in 1992. You ask the guy in 2004, it wasn't the way it was in 1998. I say, Ya Allah, ask me, I'll tell you. The Quran tells you, وَتِجَارَةٌ تَخْشَوْنَ كَسَادَهَا, and that business in which you fear a decline. وَمَسَاكِنُ تَرْضَوْنَهَا, and in those homes of yours that you take so much of pleasure in. أَحَبَّ إِلَيْكُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, are dearer to you, and you give more priority to than Allah and His Rasul. فَتَرَبَّصُوا حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ, then wait until the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends concerning your people's condition. See how we've preoccupied our lives. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is what we preoccupy ourselves with. Not Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? And the Holy Quran starts off the story of this man here, wherein he stands there and he's having a discussion with his friend who's obviously poor. So there's rich man and there's poor man. The rich man, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a description of what this rich man possessed. Right? And all the blessings which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon him. And the rich man then talks to his poor friend and he boasts about all his accomplishments. And what does he say about his accomplishments? I have greater wealth. Ma'law wa a'azzu nafara. I have greater wealth and?
I have greater wealth than you and am stronger in respect of men.
And stronger in respect of men. Wa'azzu nafara means I have stronger in respect of men, and I have lots of friends, lots of people who help me out, lots of people who possibly could work for me. Possibly two people who are like my allies are my friends, and my company that people want to be with me or want to be like me, right? And I have a great support system. Nowadays, I have a great network of friends. Right? And this in this age, وَعَزُّ نَفَرَ can even extend to how many followers you have on Twitter, Instagram, and what's the other one? Facebook. مَالًا وَأَعَزُّ نَفَرًا. This is what we are after. Wealth and the number of people who are following us. I saw this one advert, Allah bless them, right? 1 million followers on Facebook. Jesus. Scholars with 1 million followers. Great. MashaAllah, Allah bless them. But really, what is it about? What is it about? 1 million followers on Facebook. 1 million people following you. Great. Why should they be following you? On Facebook. مَالًا وَعَزُّ نَفَرًا. And really, this is what it's about today. How many friends do poor people have? Friends. How many friends do rich people have? Everyone wants to be a rich man's friend. Have you seen how people dress when they go to the bank manager? I actually laugh at people. I actually, like mock them when I see them in the masjid. The guy's wearing a tie. I said, you went to the bank manager. How you know? Have you seen how people treat people in the banking industry? The guy doesn't owe you, well, you owe him maybe money, right? But hey, come, sit. Hazratji will give me money one day. There's a story about a man, right, who wasn't very wealthy, right? But he used to get along until luck, came in his way, destiny, whatever it was there, and he started making money. After that day, all of a sudden, everybody, hey, Mota, how are you? Assalamu alaikum. Hey, how are you? Before, no one wanted to know him. The moment he got the Famay Ya'mal, everyone wants to know him. Hey, Mota, hey, how are you? But remember me, I was in your class in standard 3. Remember? Right? So every time someone used to greet him, he said, Keh dunga. I'll convey it. Keh dunga. I'll convey it. No, he won't say Walaikum Salam, he said Keh dunga, I'll convey it. So, so one day one guy asked him, every time some people greet you, you always say Keh dunga, I'll convey it. What do you mean by this? He said, brother, listen to me. When I was a poor man, no one greeted me. All of a sudden when I got the money, then everyone started greeting me. So I came to realize they're not greeting me, they're greeting my money. So he says when I go home there, I open up my safe there, and I said, excuse me, Mr. Dollar's there, Mr. Abdullah, Mr. Abdullah, right? Abd means servant, dollar of the dollar. He sends salams to you, sends salams to you, he sends salam to you. So I just said, they're greeting my money. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And people thrive. Wallahi, people thrive on people following them. And people fawning over them. Oh, Kemcho, Mota, hey, Hazratji, come. People thrive on it, I'm serious. Scholars thrive on it. Hazrat, oh, Sheikh, Darai Takbir, Allahu Akbar, Nari Salat. Right? People must kiss the hand, people must kiss the feet. People thrive on that adulation. Look how many murids I got. Look how many followers I got. 1 million. How many people I got on Twitter? 200k followers on Twitter. Everything the Hazrat says is like gospel. All that is this. Really, all of that is this. Doesn't have to be material. Sometimes that type of adulation, that type of desire for honor and respect, like I said, the Prophet ﷺ stated, right? Ma dhi'bani ja'i'ani afsada ala ghanamin, right? I can't remember the exact words of hadith, I won't quote it there. The Prophet ﷺ stated there, he said, 2 hungry wolves, listen to this, 2 hungry wolves set loose and let loose on a flock of sheep cause less destruction than a man's hirs for wealth. وَالشَّرَفِ لِدِينِ لِحِرْسِ الْمَالِ وَالشَّرَفِ لِدِينِ 2 hungry wolves let loose on a flock of sheep cause less harm than the harm that is caused by a man's desire for wealth and sharaf, name and fame in his religion, in his deen. Hazrat, Maulana, Mufti Azam, Shaykhul Mashayikh, Pir Sahib. Sadaqa Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. 2 things that have destroyed people. Wa'azzu nafara. When I give a bayan, I've got 5,000 people sitting there. When I talk, people just say yes. I say jump, they ask me for which building. And that is really, that's the corruption of the modern age. It's the corruption of the modern age.